I'm going to do a walk around and explanation of some of the parts and options on my 2017 Beta 300RR Race Edition. This is a BYOB order, so it was a build your own beta through Beta USA. Many of the options and parts on the bike were installed by Beta and Paso Robles. I'll start with the big options. First, the forks. The went with the factory pro kit, which included revalved and resprung forks. The forks on the bike are on the Race Edition are closed cartridge. Everyone said the closed cartridge forks were a little bit stiff. I did not find that to be the case here at all. They're firm when you're on smoother terrain, but they are very plush on anything, any sharp hits, rocks, ruts, roots. They soak up any larger hit extremely well. I've made one adjustment to them, backed off the compression clicker, here 2 clicks, and the rebound 1 click, and it's balanced out quite nicely. With the rear shock, the factory pro kit also includes a Fox Podium RC3 rear shock. The major advantage of the shock over the Sachs is the bottom out control. It's a separate valving. Once you reach near 70% of the stroke, it has a separate circuit for bottom out control. So you can run a relatively plush suspension without fear of bottoming out. Some of the other larger item options went with the Talon hubs with the DID Dirt Star rims. Why? Well, they're pretty. That's about it. I like the silver wheels, silver rims. They look nicer, longer. A little bit of red trim included with the red buttons on the spokes, and also upgraded the rotors front and rear with the Intech rotors. The Galfer rotor stock are good, but these are a little better. The Galfer rotors can be a little soft, and some people have experienced a rather quick wear on the rotors. The Intech rotors are top quality. So Intech rotors front and rear. And they look really nice. Went with the Beta branded shark fin. You can unbolt it and replace just the fin once it gets all dinged up. Rear sprocket went with the Talon blue 30, it's a 49 tooth, same ratio as stock rear sprocket, with a Renthal gold chain, mostly because I like gold chains. BRP red chain guide with the Fastway Evolution Air blue anodized pegs. I have a hammerhead forged shift lever. I changed out the countershaft sprocket. It's still a 13 tooth, same stock. This is the super sprocket, countershaft sprocket. And I went with the Recluse clutch. I went back and forth and ultimately decided the pros outweighed the cons on the Recluse. And I gotta admit, it's kind of handy when you goof up in the wrong gear and making a climb, and it does give you a hand. It's also really nice knowing that you're not going to accidentally stall the bike when you stab the rear brake. I've not found any problems using engine braking going downhill. I've not had any problems using clutch as normal. Matter of fact, you just pretty much, you can just use the clutch like normal and just forget about it's even there. And when you screw up or do something silly, it's kind of there to kind of catch you. So I have the clutch slave cylinder guard, billet guard from Beta on there as well. And that one, it's a different part number for the Recluse slave cylinder than stock slave cylinder. This is an item that Beta did not put on. I did. Electron 36mm carb. Picked it up from Slavens, put on, and never touched it. Thing runs great. The pre-tuning from the factory is pretty much spot on for, I found, for my riding and my elevation. I did change the cylinder head. I went with the S3 high compression head. This is with the AA insert, which comes out to 13-to-1 compression. Stock, the bike is 11.5-to-1, 11.4, 11.5. This raises the compression to 13-to-1. A little more bottom end power. Does not seem to affect the top end at all. And it looks nice. Let's see here. To the front, with the BRP billet aluminum guards for the radiators. The exhaust is a Fresco cone pipe, handmade cone pipe. Similar power characteristics to stock. They say it gives you a little more over rev, a little more upper mid-range power. I can tell you feel it when it comes on the pipe for sure. It pulls hard. With the Samco silicone hoses, which also eliminate the thermostat. And you probably noticed a lot of bolts on this thing are titanium. So yeah, I splurged and went with the titanium bolt kit. So it includes pretty much all the bolts for the exhaust, engine covers, includes bolts, titanium bolts for the front rear brake, for the triple clamps. I added a few more bling titanium bolts, such as for the fork guards. Those are the Works Connection titanium flange drilled bolts for the fork guards. And I went ahead and found some 6mm by 12mm flange titanium bolts from MetTech for the rotors, front rear rotors. Moving on up, oh yeah, I also did the tank bolts. Went with the billet bar clamp. Looks nice, stronger, and the billet steering stem bolt. Recently changed out the stock starter switch for the sick-ass start and kill, and changed out the big multifunction factory switch for the sick-ass headlight. It has a horn. I don't have a horn on the bike, but headlight and horn switch. Also went with the nice little reservoir covers. With the electron carburetor, you have to change the throttle cable. So stock, or if you order the electron through Slavens, they include a Motion Pro throttle cable, but this is a little different. This is their T3 line cable, which has an extra vinyl cover in any of the wear areas. Also has a nice attached billet adjuster, and it's a stainless steel cable inside of a Teflon liner. It's very smooth. Changed out the factory grips for some domino grips, and this was a BYOB part, the arc brake and clutch levers. No, I don't need the non-breakable parts with the Cycra handguards. These Cycra handguards are their ultra models. They're nicely built, CNC machined. Have little covers you can remove for summertime, get a little air ventilation through them. Let's see, since this bike it's a dirt bike, it's never going to really be ridden on the street. Yes, I have a license plate, but that's mostly to get around. Jumping from trail to trail on some of the rides and some of the areas we go on, we have to use some of the public roads. And also to get around the California red sticker issue. So put in the key lock cover. Oh, let's see what else. Went with the Shorty, Q-Style Shorty FMF spark arrestor. And the Fastway linkage guard. Skid plate is the Hyde Racing heavy duty Teflon skid plate. It's very slick when you slide over tree stumps and stuff. Let's see, what else? Oh, the seat cover. Seat cover is the Moto Seat gripper seat cover. I like it a lot. And then take the seat off. The EarthX lithium iron battery. It's very lightweight. Weighs 0.6 of a kilogram. The cool thing about this particular version of lithium iron battery is has built-in circuitry for balancing under voltage, over voltage, temperature, short, all sorts of malfunction protection built into it. And it's got a very good warranty. I can't remember what the warranty is off the top of my head, but it's great warranty. Probably will never need to use it. Battery starts the bike very well. Put the seat back on. Other than that, I think that pretty well covers most of the options, most of the things I've done with the bike. It's I have 4 rides on it, 260 miles, about 16 hours, I think. And I went swimming with it once. Luckily, I had a spare spark plug. It's been a great bike so far. Really enjoy it. Coming off of a 2008 KLX 450R, this monster. It's I weighed the 300RR at 241 pounds with fuel. It's probably about 50 pounds lighter than KLX. It feels 100 pounds lighter. And been running Redline Racing 2-stroke oil at 40-1 and pump gas. I think that's about it. Thanks. Bye.